Guys, it's Extra99 here again. Today I just want to go ahead and make a quick video. As you know, probably know, I'm a big Cowboys fan here. Today I want to talk about stats, especially on NFL.com, that quite frankly piss me off. That's coming right up, right after this. Alright guys, so you want to know about a stat that completely pisses me off on NFL.com today, and every non-Cowboy fan is jumping all over it. Here we go. Mind-blowing stats going into Week 8 of the 2014 season. So they've pulled up a stat, they've got their stats together, and they come up with some off-the-wall crazy stats. And here, we come through here, and we look at this. Strength of schedule. The Cowboys have not beaten a team this season that currently has a winning record. Now, the key word here is currently. And it shows their current record as of right now. This is not the stats of the games or the records of the games when the Cowboys played them. Okay? So they're showing these records now. For example, when the Cowboys played the Texans, okay, and beat their ass. The Texans were 3-1 at that time. The Texans have since lost 2 more games, okay, since then. They were 3-1 when the Cowboys played them, and Dallas beat their butts. Seattle was also 3-1. Seattle is the Super Bowl world champions. Nobody, almost nobody, I predicted the Cowboys would win, but almost nobody, you can go back to my previous videos and I show you proof where 64 out of 65 NFL experts expected Seattle to win when Dallas came to town. Most of them was predicting at least a 2-touchdown victory. Now Seattle's lost the last 2 games. But when Dallas went into Seattle here, nobody expected the Cowboys to win. Cowboys were 4-1. They were going into Seattle. Everybody was saying the Cowboys had an easy schedule because they were 4-1. Because of half the teams that they beat at that time had been losing since Dallas beat them. That's why 64 out of 65 NFL experts predicted Seattle to easily beat the Cowboys when the Cowboys came to town. That didn't happen. Dallas went up there and kicked their ass. Except for Dallas muffing a couple of special teams plays, Dallas still won, but if it wouldn't have been for those muffs, Dallas would have really kicked Seattle's ass. It would have been something like 38-17 Dallas, something like that. Dallas basically went up there and completely manhandled them on both offense and defense. This is the world champion Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Hardly anybody expected the Cowboys to win, especially in the fashion that they did. Okay, so Seattle was 3-1 at the time. Remember, Seattle had spanked Green Bay 36-16 earlier in the season. And just a couple of weeks before Dallas played Seattle in Seattle, Seattle had beat the Denver Broncos 26-20 and handed Denver their only loss this season. And then Dallas goes into Seattle when nobody expects Dallas to win. 64 out of 65 experts predicted Seattle to win. Remember that. You want to talk about stats, there's a stat for you. 64 out of 65 experts predicted the Seahawks to win. Most of them expected them to win big. And Dallas went in there and kicked their ass. So there's a stat for you. And the reason that all these teams, you think that Seattle might be 3-3 now, because just think, Dallas coming into town and kicking their ass the way they did, that might break a team a little bit, you think? That might be why Seattle's lost the last 2 games since then. Pissed me off. Actually, they've lost 1 more game since then. 3-3. Dallas put them at 3-2. Now they're 3-3. So they've lost 1 more game since they played Dallas. And again, that might be because Dallas went in there and kicked their asses and they wasn't expecting it. That might cause a team to break their confidence a little bit and lose the next game. You think? And I responded to it right down here. And the reason the reason I'm so pissed off is because of guys like this. I won't even say it. He says, funny how lots of people have been saying the Cowboys haven't beat anyone with a winning record, and now that it's being posted on NFL.com, yet Cowboys fans are still getting emotional and worked up over it. Yeah, I'm emotional, Matt, because you're a moron, that's why. Because they took the stat now. What about the stats of the teams when Dallas played them? You telling me you didn't think Seattle was going to win in Seattle when Dallas came to town? When Seattle was 3-1? When Seattle was the Super Bowl champions? When Seattle had kicked Green Bay's ass? When Seattle had beat Denver just a week before? You telling me you didn't think Seattle was going to win? Matt? Dallas went in there and kicked their ass. The reason all those teams have non-winning records now is because, like I said right down here in my response, it's ridiculous stats. Keep in mind that those teams are 0-6 versus the Cowboys. Dallas has handed those teams 6 of their losses. Plus, they broke their confidence. Half of them because of fashion. Cowboys kicked their ass running the ball up and down the field 40 minutes, 42 minutes of time of possession. Yeah, that could break a team. That's why they lost games since then, half the teams. So, yeah, I'm a little ticked off at this stat, and jackasses like you acting like the Cowboys are still nothing. The Cowboys are for real, and that's why all the Cowboy fans are now coming out of the dark. You think? So you can continue, Matt, to dismiss the Cowboys all you want, but what happens when we go 13-3 or 14-2 this year? What are you going to have to say then? What kind of stats are you going to look for to prove that the Cowboys aren't for real? So yeah, I'm a little hyped up about this particular stat, and dumbasses taking stats like this and still trying to say the Cowboys aren't nobody. If you're one of those people, I want you to respond down in the comments below. If you think the Cowboys aren't for real after what they've done, put it in a comment down below. I want to see that. If you think the Cowboys are for real, if you're on my side and agree with me, also put a comment down below. If you think that this is just funny as hell for whatever reason, put a comment below. I want to see what you guys have to say about this particular video, this particular stat. I want to know if you guys think the Cowboys are still a joke. Put your comments below. Be sure you like this video. Be sure you subscribe for more future emotional videos from this particular Cowboy fan, Zaxter99. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a good day or good night. Take care.